Okay, I keep starting recording and then stopping recording because, I don't know, I'm getting in my own head about all of this. And I think that it comes down to also like, oh man, I wish I brought my actual clippers. Oh no. Yeah, I want to get out of my head of this whole thing, but so basically right now, for art night tonight, I wanted to make some Juniper bundles for my friends. I thought it'd be fun because the new house that we're moving into, that we're renovating right now, it has this super overgrown, not very well kept creeping juniper bush out front. Like originally I was like, I want to get rid of that, but I mean truly it smells delicious, and I read that it was good to use for smoke cleansing, that juniper is good for like renewal and yeah, clearing energy, negative stagnant energy. So I wanted to make some bundles of this because I did a lot of trimming the other day. I let them dry out a little bit, and then I thought I could put together a cute little spring package I want to throw a little spring equinox brunch for some friends of mine. I thought that would be really fun. But this video is not about crafting. It is something that I like to do, but it's not, I don't want this to be like a tutorial page. I mean, I literally don't even know what the hell I'm doing. Like I wanted to do this episode about kind of like my transition, going into motherhood and kind of what that looked like for me. I was always like the style of, I think this music might be too loud. Though I do love poems. Let's change the speaker to here. Okay, let's try that. So yeah, I really want to use this opportunity going into spring to kind of hone in on like the type of person I want to become, because I really feel like becoming a motherhood in general has really given me the opportunity to explore who I am and who I want to be. And there's a lot of things that interest me, right? So I think it's going to be overall kind of a challenge in its own to kind of sift through what I enjoy and what I don't. And I am in my witchy stage, maybe, or like wanting to learn more about connecting with nature and oh my gosh, I don't know, that's not exactly how I wanted to describe it. It's the imposter syndrome, right? That feeling of when you're trying something new and you feel like you're maybe not doing it right, or you don't want to be disrespectful to anybody else's practice. So I'm really just trying to not look up as much as I can and just kind of feel what feels right for me. And I don't know. I know cedar is supposed to be really good for cleansing too, so originally I was like, oh, I should do some cedar, and then in the same hand I was like, I want to get rid of this stupid bush because it's all blocking the way and not very well kept. But then I just thought about my goodness, I am very uncomfortable on camera right now. Let's keep going. I don't even know if I'm filming the right spot. It's been a really funny process learning how to record. But really, okay, I wanted to talk about my journey into motherhood, but I just wanted to explain what the heck I'm doing right now, because I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't know a whole lot, and the biggest advice I keep seeing is to like learn as you go and just start, and that you can never know enough to really start. So start where it feels right for you, and recycling and upcycling what I can. And I had already trimmed the bush, and I thought now would be a good time to practice something like that. Yeah, I don't know how I want to start this. I know there's probably like a technique, right? But my game plan was to have the brunch get together where we can kind of all journal together and set some intention and have like conversation around what spring means to us and renewal. And you know what's funny is I wrapped a couple of bundles the other day, and it was not this complicated. I don't know why I'm struggling right now. My hands are a little tired. I've been having an interesting go with my toddler the last couple of days. I don't know if it was because of the time change, we just had daylight savings time, or if there's something else going on developmentally. You know, they go through so many stages, right? So I don't know what's going on with it, but it's been a lot of learning opportunities, a lot of regulating myself. So I'm really grateful right now Alex took him to the park, and I really wanted to make these gifts for my friends with a piece of the new home. So here we are. This is not the most comfortable seat, but yeah, motherhood's been an interesting situation because it has been so wrapped in my own physical health changing, and obviously mental health changes when you become a parent, right? Like the whole world changes whenever you're in charge of someone else's existence, survival, knowledge, nutrition, just everything is just so different now, and not special. Like, I know this happens for everybody, but I'm just kind of sharing my experience about how it starts to make you really question the importance of things and why, like, what is important to you. Like how I would go and skateboard for 6 hours a day and like not care and just don't really have anything else going on besides that. And now I can't even like keep up with doing the dishes, right? So it's just been a really interesting. Oh yeah, I remember how I wrapped. I'm gonna start over. Yeah, I feel like it just like it truly feels like a different lifetime. Like, I cannot fathom what it was like to stay out past 8-9 o'clock. Like I really crave community, and like realizing that like it's just harder to find community in people that don't have kids right now. And I crave it because I feel like I crave like the creative crowd and like the people that are like out there really trying to make the best out of their lives. And obviously that a lot of that does come with like being a youth or having a little bit less responsibility. So I find myself like gravitating more towards crowds who don't have children, which has been kind of interesting, right? Because then schedules don't line up. Like those are the people that are staying out past 9 o'clock and don't have to think about really like a whole no, I'm not trying to diminish because like I was a kid once too, right? Oh man, I left the tail. See how it's supposed to stay out. But it's so just like so fascinating how much has changed, and I'm really just grateful that I felt like I did live myself. Like I'm just like a lot more appreciative of things that I did before, because it's just not something I think of right now. And yeah, there's like a whole health issue that makes me feel like I can't go skateboarding, but I think that with some strengthening, I'm not trying to be all cryptic, right, because I don't even really truly know what's going on with my health. At the time now, it's what, March 13th, and as it is right now, it's like I'm definitely hypermobile, right? But it's presenting as maybe EDS, is one of the PTs that I work with was thinking. But also, you know, what is it? Is that what confirmation bias is, right? If you're like looking for something specific. I don't think I should have the long tail because it's gonna be burned. But you know, if you're looking for a certain result. Oh shit. Oops. Well, hopefully that will hold. Okay. But anyway, yeah, so the ailment, or whatever you want to call it, condition, it seems like I have. Oh, sorry. That was probably loud. Is Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Goodness, that was so hard for me to say. It's pretty brand new conversation in my health and what hypermobility means and kind of where all this pain's been coming from, because I had stopped snowboarding around COVID, right? And I was pretty often going to the gym. Like I tried to make to the gym at least for an hour or two a day. And even before that, it was like a lot more obsessive than that. When I lived in Breckenridge, it was like you'd be snowboarding for 5-6 hours, and then you would go to the gym for 2 hours, and sometimes you went to do yoga before you even went on the mountain or whatever. So very different lifestyle when COVID happened, because it's just yeah, when competition stopped and we were just on lockdown, the motivation to get back in the gym, and then the decision once my health started declining was we're talking about maybe having kids. And we actually, I don't remember if I've said this before, and I'm sure I'll say it again in future episodes, but we had been told that it was likely it was going to be difficult for us to have kids. So at that point, we said, you know, I had quit my job, and we had said that, so when I quit my job, I did start feeling a lot better. Like, you know, the doctors were saying it's just stress. And so then I finally quit my job, and I did feel significantly better, right? Like it felt like they were right. I was like, okay, well, that I guess makes sense, because I had been driving long distances for my work at the time, and so now too, with the information of it potentially being Ehlers-Danlos or EDS, I was like, oh, okay, that actually makes sense or checks out. But I feel cautious to say that's what it is. I don't know. I feel a lot of ways about it. It's been a 5-year journey almost of trying to figure out what is going on and what can be done. And from what I understand, to get it like actually diagnosed, I would need to get genetic testing, but I'm not. I don't know. It would be good for Mars's sake, right, to be able to, oh, I put the wrong side. I wasn't even doing, I just tried to use this scrap to wrap the next one. But what was I? Right, so I think eventually I'll probably get some genetic testing just to see what all is going on, but as now I'm definitely hypermobile. Like I hit all the tests, right? I just don't know if if I actually have EDS, or if I have like a certain kind of EDS even. So I'm sure I do want to talk about that more, and I've noticed there's quite a bit of people out there who are also on their newly discovered or newly diagnosed, newly educated around EDS a lot, and there's people that are posting on YouTube and stuff, and I don't know, there's just like a lot of conversation to be had around it, and any underdiagnosed syndrome or symptoms or anything like that. It's just an interesting conversation. I just did the shortened version, like a summary of Unwell Women. I just read off of the Blinkist or whatever that. It's like a Spark Notes for books. And it just was like really frustrating and powerful to read about. I don't know, the lack of research around women's health over the span of humankind, really, or since the patriarchy became, don't know how to introduce that topic, so we're gonna talk about that another time. But okay, I ran out of storage. Anyway, stuff. I don't know. I had the thought that I wanted to come in here and talk about motherhood and how different everything's been, how it's changed my perspective and what I want to learn and what I want to study, and I am so interested and fascinated with like relationship with nature, the human relationship with nature, and like how far we've come from being in tune with the earth, or what it feels like. And it's just, yeah, it's just so like weirdly ingrained in our culture of humans first, right? And I just remember even growing up in high school, or not high school, middle school, it was like lame to be in the Earth Keepers Club, and we like just planted trees and picked up trash and stuff, and I remember being teased for it. And I just remember kind of all around middle school being teased for different stuff, but I'm sure that's just like a middle schooler thing. You just watch how middle schoolers are and seeing them kids interact. But it didn't change like how much of an impact that had on me, right? And how you almost like felt like you had to keep it secret if you loved the earth and cared about Earth Day, or at least that's like the message I took from it. So I've been very interested in like modern witchcraft and paganism and Wiccan and all the different kind of subsets of finding the magic within nature and the natural world. And so I guess being more interested in, oh, there's a bug. I must have brought that in from inside. Yeah, I just feel like so disconnected from nature, and I just really am interested in, I can't wait till we move. It's backed up on a little bit of open space and there's so much to walk around, and I'm so curious if there's things to forage out there. And I like looked into foraging licenses and like what they're needed for in Colorado, and so I don't know, it's just an interesting path that I'm interested in exploring. So it sounds like it's relatively common for women to experience this postpartum, or at least from the different women that I've met. And I just, yeah, it's something I feel really insecure about. I feel like I am like not allowed to for some reason. But I also think that maybe that's a reflection of our culture, and how I don't know, we'll get more into the misogyny side of things, but I do feel like there's so much lost information out there that our other powers, Christianity being one of them, not being Christian, but I don't think there's anything wrong with being Christian. I want to be clear. I just want to point out certain knowledge that they don't, or that in the past they had eradicated, and I don't even know a whole lot about it, but I just know that a lot of it equated the minimizing of women, and even like witchcraft in itself, unrelated to, yeah, I feel like it just is something I'm interested in, and I'm insecure about it. Anyway, so what I've been doing lately around that, I've been kind of trying to tap in a bit more into my cycles too, in trying to discover and learn more about myself. I've been trying to track my menstrual cycle more, and kind of that relationship with the EDS, like the joint mobility and the pain, and see what patterns I can find. I've been doing some research on like teas and herbs and stuff, but I haven't jumped off and trying them yet. Did purchase some burdock root, which is supposed to be good for joints, joint pain, and there was a couple other herbs that I was interested in trying, but I haven't even brewed the burdock root yet. I just haven't felt like I've been like a chicken with my head cut off with the stage that Mars is in right now. So I'm gonna I'm gonna try it, I promise. But then also I'm really noticing my energy being recharged with the sun. So I thought that having some friends over to celebrate spring was the perfect way to kind of kick off this new exploration for me and share it with some friends. And oh my god, I did it again. That was a weird noise. I feel like I should help this bug out. You want to go outside, homie? Come here. I don't know if actually putting them outside actually helps, you know? Okay. Oh, shoot. Come here. There we go. I get really dizzy when I stand up. And I recently learned that that's potentially POTS. It was from a funny conversation with Alex. I asked him like how often he gets dizzy when he stands up, and I was like kind of asked him like how many times a day does he get dizzy when he stands up, because I asked if he knew what the feeling was. Okay, here we start over the story. So I asked him if he knew what it felt like, or how when you get up too fast and you get like woozy and you need to like hold yourself up. And he was like, oh yeah, I know that feeling. And I was like, oh yeah, like how often, like is it normal to have, like how often does it happen to you? And like how many times a day? I ended up asking him, and he was like, it's more of like a question of how many times a year it happens. So that was my first discovery that I shouldn't be like getting up and feeling woozy like that. I like the size of these. I think these are nice gifting size. They're a little loosey-goosey. This one's not bad. I like, this is like kind of cute, but I don't know what it's gonna burn like. But yeah, apparently Juniper, it's not supposed to be super smoke heavy, so I'm excited for that. And I think that I'm gonna wrap it with the napkin and see if I can find a cute little napkin ring at the thrift store. I need to look for candles too. I think candles would be nice. And then I wanted to do, since it's Ostara, I don't know how to say that. Just gonna go with it. But going into the season of spring, and make some, maybe decorate some eggs. I don't know, eggs are expensive right now. But these are probably so boring to watch for people, but I don't know, try not to overthink it, because like I said, I just really want it to feel like you're hanging out with a friend after work and it's art night and you just have a project you want to get done and you just want to chit chat with someone while you do it. Like that's what I always think of whenever I think of art night. Getting together with my friends and having really solid conversations around, yeah, just like getting real about our thoughts and feels. But I'm gonna be honest, it's really, really challenging for this to feel really authentic and not feel concerned what people think. And I have to just remind myself that like it's likely that no one will watch this except for like my people, the people who are interested in these topics. And if that's just me revisiting this next year or whatever, that's my people, I guess. And just kind of explore my wants and interests. So blah blah blah. Yeah, we're getting closer to moving into the house, and it just feels so exciting to start thinking about school, or like putting together a little classroom for Mars. I really want to decorate it Studio Ghibli style. I really am I think it'd be so cute to have like a bunch of paintings of Totoro and whatever all over the classroom, playroom, and like have like a little kid's desk, like a student desk or two. Two would be nice because then if you wanted some friends over or we do like some school. But I wanted to try the Blossom and Root curriculum for 2 to 4-year-olds. I bought it last year and it was just chaos last year, and now as we're like gearing up to actually move into the house, we started talking about what we want the playroom to look like, and I really want to lean into making it a fun place to learn for Mars, good reading areas. I've always wanted a reading nook my whole life. I thought it would be so cool to have a little space by the window to read your books, and so I'm gonna have a little area like that for Mars, and hopefully he likes it. A little calm down corner, and the curriculum is very play-based learning, and about, you know, they focus on a bunch of different subjects, and I really appreciate how dynamic it is. Like I can hop around the curriculum and do whatever sounds fun. There's like a book associated for every week. There's a painter, there's a musician, then there's kitchen classroom stuff, and you know, nature-based play. Kindness and connection is another subject or focus of the week. So I'm really curious to see how that goes with him, and I'm really excited to teach him, to play with him, to learn with him. Getting him in the kitchen is gonna be dope, because that's probably the thing I'm struggling with most, is him actually eating. Oh my gosh. I think what would help the most is if I got onto a proper eating schedule with him, that then he would start to learn, okay, like no snacks, there's a specific snack time, there's a specific dinner time, and I've been really struggling myself keeping up with that, because if I'm hungry I eat, right? So I don't know, I think that getting on a better schedule of him eating would alleviate the picky eating and get him interested in trying new things or eating what we have, not switching every time. But I also at the same time think it's his age, like he's just gonna want what he wants, or he'll say one thing and then he gets upset that I made it and he wants something else. I think it's just his age. So I feel like I'm in a very testing period where I'm trying to wrangle that obsessiveness that I have. I've been trying to make smoothies for him to make up for any lack of nutrients that he's not eating, and even that sometimes he doesn't drink all the way, but I'm working on it, and at least other people are able to get him to eat, so it might just be like a dynamic with me. But anyway, so I think I'm done with these, and this will be, I think there might be a couple more things I make, or maybe this is the last, but I want to record what the final product ends up looking like, or like, you know, the little brunch. So hopefully I can get at least some pictures of that, so I can look back at it, or whoever is watching can also see. But yeah, identity changes, becoming a motherhood, and going into motherhood and exploring my interests and trying things. I feel like that's everything that my life is about right now as I'm enjoying spending time with Mars. I think I'm most excited that I'm in a space. I took 2 months worth of these like meditation classes, or calming my nervous system, and I'm really grateful that I feel like I'm in a place with Mars that I look at every day as learning and something new, and from a place of wonder, like watching him and just enjoying watching how he interacts with the world. Whereas I feel like it's requiring a lot of discipline to let go of that control, right? To allow him to be his own person. And that was back to talking about like Taoism. I don't keep it in the forefront of my mind like I want to, but right now I'm thinking about it, and that's really what it is like allowing that person to just be that person. And I think that it's extra important that I explore my interests and lean into my authentic me so I can model that for him. And I feel like my whole life I've not done that. So it's new, and I think it'll be worth it to keep doing this. So yeah, thanks for coming to art night again. And yeah. À Montréal, le ciel